Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Fresco, and I will be your English teacher for this morning. So, before we proceed with our topic, let's have an activity first. Okay? So, now I will give you the mechanics of our activity. So, we will play jigsaw puzzle. So, I will divide you into 12 groups. Each group will be given one jigsaw puzzle. Therefore, your task there is to solve, of course, the puzzle. And after solving it, there is a picture that will come out after solving it. And then your challenge, your next challenge, is to identify who are the pictures or what are the names of the picture in the puzzle. Okay, are we clear on that? So the three groups who will be able to solve it first will automatically be hailed as our winners. Okay, so you can start now. Okay, we now have a winner. Congratulations to our three lucky groups who were able to solve the puzzle first. So you will receive your prizes later. Okay, so now since we're done with our activity, I will be asking questions, and these questions are in relation to the activity which you had recently done. So the first question: what strategies or skills did you use to successfully participate in the game? Okay, may I request Darren to please answer the question? Okay, very good. Now, how about the second question? How were you able to identify the picture which solved in the jigsaw puzzle? Or how were you able to know who was the picture in the puzzle after solving it? Okay, so let me ask Juliana. Okay, very good. So it's good to hear that you still have, a background knowledge of what really is our topic or the game. You still have an idea about the gods and goddesses. And now going to the last question. What do you think is the connection of our activity on the lesson we are about to discuss? Okay, very good. So for this morning, we are going to talk about the 12 gods and goddesses, or the Olympian gods and goddesses. Okay. In Greek mythology, 12 gods and goddesses ruled the universe from atop Greece's Mount Olympus. These Olympians had come to power after their leader Zeus overthrew his father Kronos, the leader of the Titans. So all the Olympians are related to one another. So the Romans adopted most of these Greek gods and goddesses, but with new names. So you might get confused about the Roman gods and goddesses and the Greek gods and goddesses. So actually, the Roman gods and goddesses is an adaptation of the Greek gods and goddesses, but then the names were changed, according to their, according to them. So they changed the name, although some retained the names. So now let's take a look on the gods and goddesses of the Greek mythology. So the first one is Zeus. So Zeus is the most powerful of all. So his Roman name is Jupiter. So he was the god of the sky, and he was the king of Olympus. So basically his temper affected the weather, and he threw thunderbolts when he was unhappy. So he was married to Hera, but had many lovers, and his symbols includes the oak and the thunderbolt. So if you see a god whose symbol are the oak, or the thunderbolt. So that is Zeus. Okay, let's proceed with the second god, or the second one, which is the goddess Hera. So Hera was the goddess of marriage and the queen of Olympus. So her Roman name is Juno. So she was Zeus' wife and sister. Many myths tell of how she sought revenge when Zeus betrayed her with his lovers. Her symbols include the peacock and the cow. So those are the two symbols, the peacock and the cow. The third god is Poseidon. Poseidon was god of the sea, and his Roman name is Neptune. He was the most powerful god except for his brother Zeus. He lived in a beautiful palace under the sea and caused earthquakes when he was in a temper. His symbol includes the horse and the trident. So it is the three-pronged pitchfork. So if you had seen the movie Ariel, the father of Ariel, so he was more or less similar with Poseidon. Number 4, Hades. He was the king of the dead, and he lived in the underworld. So his Roman name is Pluto. He lived in an underworld, a heavily guarded land where he ruled over the dead. So he was the brother of Zeus and the husband of Persephone, Demeter's daughter, whom he kidnapped. Number 5 is Aphrodite. Aphrodite was the goddess of love and beauty and the protector of sailors. Her Roman name is Venus. She may have been the daughter of Zeus and the Titan Dion, or she may have risen from the sea on a shell. Her symbols include the myrtle tree and the dove. So that is Aphrodite. Number 6, we have Apollo. Apollo was the god of music and healing. He was also an archer and hunted with a silver bow. Although, Apollo was the son of Zeus and the Titan Leto, and the twin of Artemis. His symbols include the laurel tree, the crow, and the dolphin. Number 7, we have Ares. Ares was the god of war. So he was both cruel and a coward. His Roman name is Mars. So Ares was the son of Zeus and Hera, but neither of his parents liked him. So you can see the irony, right? So his symbols include the vulture and the dog, and he often carries a bloody spear. Now let's have number 8, Artemis. So Artemis was the goddess of the hunt and the protector of women in childbirth. Her Roman name is Diana. She hunted with silver arrows and loved all wild animals. Artemis was the daughter of Zeus and Leto and the twin of Apollo. Her symbols include the cypress tree and the deer. Number 9, we have Athena. Athena was the goddess of wisdom. So her Roman name is Minerva. She was also skilled in the art of war and helped heroes such as Odysseus and Hercules. So are you familiar with them? Okay. So she helped both the heroes. So Athena sprang full-grown from the forehead of Zeus and became his favorite child. So her symbols include the owl and the olive tree. So that was Athena. Number 10, we have Hephaestus. So he was the god of fire and forge. So forge is a furnace in which metal is heated. So his Roman name is Vulcan. Although he made armor and weapons for the gods, he loved peace. So you can see the irony. So right, he was making armors, but then he loved peace. So he was the son of Zeus and Hera and married Aphrodite. His symbols include the anvil and the forge. Number 11, Hestia. Hestia was the goddess of the hearth. A hearth is a fireplace at the center of the home. She was the most gentle of the gods and does not play a role in many myths. Hestia was the sister of Zeus and the oldest of the Olympians. Fire is among her symbols. And then lastly, we have number 12, Hermes. So Hermes was the messenger god, a trickster, and a friend to thieves. So his Roman name was Mercury. So he was said to have invented boxing and gymnastics. He was the son of Zeus and the constellation Maya, the speediest of all. He wore winged sandals and a winged hat and carried a magic wand. So no doubt that he was hailed as the messenger god because he is so fast. So this is very needed when you are transporting a message. So class, those are the 12 gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus. But there are two gods that are also sometimes included in the list. So let us know them. Number 1, we have Demeter. Demeter was the goddess of harvest. Her Roman name is Ceres. So the word cereal comes from her Roman name. So are you familiar with cereal? Yeah, the ones you eat. That comes from her name, Ceres. So she was the sister of Zeus. Her daughter Persephone was forced to live with Hades each winter. At this time, Demeter let no crops grow. So her symbols include wet. And then lastly, we have Dionysus. His Roman name is Bacchus. So he was the god of wine, which he invented also. In ancient Greece, Dionysus was honored with springtime festivals that centered on theater. Dionysus was the son of Zeus and Semele, a mortal. His symbols include ivy, the snakes, and grapes. So class, those are the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses and the 2 which are also included. So I hope you were able to catch up with our lesson for today. That's it for our topic. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, hearing none, so let us proceed to the next part of our class. Now that we are done with our discussion, I will give you 10 minutes to prepare for a moving quiz. So I will give you 10 minutes, so I want you to scan your notes, your books, and to study what we had just discussed. And then afterwards, we will be having a moving quiz. So in our quiz, I will just explain to you the mechanics or the guidelines. So there will be 14 chairs with questions on it posted through a sticky note. So I will let you out, I will let you out from the classroom, and then I will put 14 chairs on the classroom with questions in it posted or pasted through a sticky note. So each question contains the topic which we were able to discuss a while ago. So each of you must have to answer all the questions upon moving to the next chair. So I will give you 1 minute to answer, And then after that, I will give you the signal, and then you will move to the next chair, and that will continue until you will be able to answer all the 14 questions. So this will be done in an alphabetical order, meaning the first two answers were the first 14 on the list, and that is on an alphabetical basis. Yeah, in an alphabetical order. Okay? So once you are all done, we will have the checking of our moving quiz. Okay, so I will give you now the 10 minutes. You can start you can start studying or scanning your notes. Okay, so now that we are done with our moving quiz, let's have the checking of your performance or your quizzes. So now I will be giving you the answers, and I want you to exchange paper with your seatmates. So let's start with number 1. He was the goddess, he was the god of wine. He invented the wine also, and then was honored with springtime festival. Correct, it's Dionysus. Number 2, she was the goddess of harvest, and the word cereal comes from her Roman name. She is? Correct, she is Demeter. Now number 3, what is the Roman equivalent name of Hermes? Correct, it's Mercury. Number 4, she was the goddess of hearth, a fireplace at the center of the home. Correct, she is Hestia. Number 5, she was the god of fire and forge, and he made also an armor and weapons for the gods, but all amidst doing this, he loved peace. Correct, he is Hephaestus. Now let's have number 6. What was the Roman equivalent name of Athena? It's Minerva. Number 7. What was the Roman equivalent name of Artemis? Okay, it's Diana. Number 8. What was the Roman equivalent name of Ares? Correct, it's Mars. And number 9. He was the god of music and healing, and he was also an archer. Correct. He is Apollo. Number 10. She was the goddess of love and beauty and protector of sailors. She is? Correct. She is Aphrodite. What number are we now? So now we are in number 11. He was the king of the dead, and he lived in the underworld, the heavily guarded land where he ruled over the dead. He is? Correct, he is Hades. Number 12. What was the Roman equivalent name of Poseidon? Right, it's Neptune. Number 13, the second to the last question. She was the goddess of marriage and the queen of Olympus. She was Zeus' wife and sister. Okay, it's Hera. Correct. And number 14, the last number, he was the most powerful of all, and he was the god of sky and the king of Olympus. Right, he is Zeus. Okay, very good, students. So now I want you to pass your papers in front, and then I want you to put at the bottom part of the paper corrected by. Okay, so I think that's it for our lesson for this particular class. And before we end, I would just like to tell you that literature is very important in our life because we are not just studying these gods and goddesses for no reasons. Because basically, or actually, we can connect these gods and goddesses with our experiences in our life today. Thank you for listening. This has been your teacher, Mark Frasco. And please study for tomorrow's class, and maybe I will give you a short quiz, so be ready. So just, study or scan in advance your notes, because I might give you a short quiz tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Goodbye. Class dismissed.